Hello and welcome. This is Joel with DataWorks. Alright, this presentation will be focused on the Launch to Literacy portal. Now remember, this is your start page. It provides you access to Launch Literacy, Linked Literacy, and Edusary. Now remember, Launch Literacy is part of that designated protected time. It's for newcomers, early literacy, well really anyone learning English. It's for K-12. And best of all, the lessons come ready to teach. Alright, let's get started by clicking on Launch to Literacy. Here we go. Okay, here is our landing page, and you'll see that we have it broken down into 3 different levels. Level A, B, and C. Level A would be your kindy, level B would be your first grade, and level C would be your second grade. This is all based on reading levels. To get a little bit more handle on that, we can easily click English Language Placement. By clicking on that, we'll see where we can place our students by literacy levels. However, today, we'll be focused on day-to-day use. Let's click on an example. I'm going to click on Level A. Alright, Level A shows up, and we have it broken down by quarters. And you can see the weeks here. I'm going to click on Quarter 1. Level A, Quarter 1 shows up. Now, we don't have a lot of time with our students, so I want you to click on this big button right here that says Designated 45. You'll see here that we have 2 strands, Reading Foundation and Reading Comprehension. Now, your administration team and your teachers will help you. However, just to let you know, Reading Foundations are all those components of a well-written lesson to teach the language to someone brand new. These are turning wiggly sounds and lines into letters and sounds, right? Listening and speaking, phonemic awareness, phonics, words to know. And then we also have reading comprehension. This is sort of for our long-term English learners, or for our students who kind of fool us with playground English. This is the big idea, and this is the use of the academic language. Let's go ahead and keep going in our day of a life of a teacher by clicking on Reading Foundation. Now we see a paced out program, day after day, week after week. Let's go ahead and click on one of our first examples on day 6, something you might be jumping into right away. What I like to do is click on all 3 of these and have them ready on the taskbar. So now I'll click on Phonemic Awareness, Phonics, Words to Know. So once again, we click on these and we get ready to teach them, okay? Let's click on the first one and begin. So first up is Phonemic Awareness. Now out of the screenshot, you'll see on the bottom right hand side, we're going to have a way to advance and not advance. So we can go left or right. So I'm going to advance the screen. You can also hit the space bar, okay? We have our learning objective. And here we'll show that we have some words that we're going to call out. And I'll show you an example of instruction in our next webinar, called Engagement Norms and Lesson Delivery. So once again, this is our phonemic awareness lesson, and we're advancing the slides, and you'll see that the questions will automatically pop up with our answers, and we have our built-in sentence frames. Okay, and then we're going to advance the slides. We're going through exercise. If you forget where we're at, we also have our teacher instructions right here. And look at here, if you press that, you'll be able to hear it. So I'll make the t sound, or you can press here. We have ways to say it with your mouth, right? The way that we're able to do places of articulation. Once again, I always put little notes here for you for teacher instructions. And instead of saying cat, we'll know that this is a tiger, this is a hat, and this is a pot. All right, this is a phonemic awareness. This means we're getting our ears used to listening to these great new sounds. In this case, the letter T. All right, now remember, we went phonemic awareness. Now it's time for phonics. All right, let's go to phonics. In our phonics letter formations, well, we just heard the sound. Now we're going to learn to read the letter T. In the last lesson, sometimes you might say some words have the T sound. No. We are listening for it in phonemic awareness. Some words have the T sound. All right, let's continue. We're advancing our slides. Now, when we advance our slides, some of our slides will have an option for a brain break. and we call them a spin time. Now you can do anything you want with this. It's usually a minute or two. We shake off what we just kind of learned right now. We kind of get our minds pumping with our body pumping to reset ourselves and focus. You can skip these entirely if you wish, or you can continue. Next, words to know. This would be typical, your high frequency words. We get little instructions for you, and these are really fun. We're going to say I read, you read, we read, and of course we finish off with that. And then we'll read school words, and once again I'm just constantly advancing, and we're simply working the page. All right. Once again, this is a paced out program, so we're constantly following. We're always going from left to right. So on day 16, week 4, we have an example right here that says we're going to do listening and speaking, phonemic awareness, phonics, words to know, and spelling. Now, instructors, please know this. If you are able to get to listening and speaking, fantastic. Phonemic awareness, fantastic. Phonics, great. But if you run out of time and you're not able to go over words to know or spelling, that's okay. Just skip to the next day. Now, if you have limited time, Fridays are one of the most important days. So if you have to sacrifice a day, you can always remove your Mondays. Never skip on your Fridays. All right. Now, if you get lost, if you look here to the left-hand side, you can always click Home, and it takes us back to our landing page, the Launch to Literacy page. I'm going to click on Level B this time. We'll pretend we're in week 10 or 11. I'm clicking on quarter 2. And once again, always click on this designated 45. Even though we have a lot of materials for our students, you're always going to click on the designated 45, no matter the size. And once again, your instruction team will definitely provide you some feedback on that. And we have our reading foundation and reading comprehension. I'll click on a reading comprehension this time. And what do we see? Once again, everything is paced out for you. We know that we're going to do reading comprehension first, listening and speaking, then we're going to use language. All right. Thank you very much for joining us today.